Hi, this is Shivarajaya from vitalcoaching.com. We are talking about vital sex and tantric sex, and the topic for this video is 5 tips to honor or respect sexual rejection. These tactics work for both sexual situations, dating, love life in general. Okay, so we can start applying them. The first tip is to understand that no reply. If you ask somebody out through a text message, Facebook, or you send them a WhatsApp message or a text message and they don't reply, there are two possibilities. One of them is that they didn't get the message, and the other one is they got the message and they don't want to say yes or don't want to reply. So a no reply equals no thanks. That's the way to take it. If somebody doesn't reply to one of your messages, and of course there is always the doubt that they might have got it or not, but nowadays you can see with technology if they got the message or not. There is the in all these applications you can actually verify. So if they don't reply to your message, it's usually no thanks. I feel personally that when you get a no thanks, or you get a no reply, or somebody might give you an excuse, they say, well, I would love to come, but I'm already busy that night, it might be true, So it's a form of rejection that is a soft rejection, it's not a firm no. It means that they come with an excuse, a reason why it's not the right time for them. So when that happens, I I find that a good way to handle such a rejection is to try again. You try again 1 week, 10 days later. Not too frequently. It's like, for instance, if you get one rejection one day and you keep on trying the following day and the day after, it's too soon, it's too fast. So sometimes somebody will really be in the middle of something important at work and not have the time and the availability. So at another time, they might be more available and receptive to your invitation. So keep that in mind. A no thanks doesn't mean no thanks forever. It can mean no thanks right now, I'm not available. So if you try 3 times at different intervals with different forms of invitation, like, hey, would you like to come to the movies, or I'll be in town on Saturday, would you like to get together, or I'm throwing this party at my place, and every time it's a systematic no, then 3 times give you a hint that that person is not really interested in spending time with you. If it's just a one-time rejection, even twice, you can go like, well, I still have a possible chance. There is possible chance of communication there. Something else to try is to give them the possibility to take the initiative themselves. But again, just a one-time rejection, don't give up with just a one-time rejection unless it's a very clear, firm no thanks, I'm not interested in sharing anything with you. But very often, for instance, in the, I don't know, Latino cultures, women, if you go and ask a woman out to dance, very often she will be playful. She will say, oh, I'm not going to dance with you. Who are you? I don't know you. So it's a playful way of rejecting. That is actually an invitation very often to test you, to try for you to go and playfully respond to see if she's going to eventually say yes to your invitation. So there is, sometimes the rejection is a playful rejection. It's not a firm one. Something very important to honor and respect sexual or dating rejection is to be needy free. Okay, this one is especially for men. This happens a lot in my circle with people that I'm coaching. Women very often come to me and they complain about that, and they will say things like, you know what, the other day I went on this date with this guy, and when I was going back home on the way, he was giving me a ride, and then he kept on insisting to come back to my place. I said, no, I have to work the following day, and he kept on insisting, and then he became needy, and then he became aggressive. He started verbally attacking me, and so that's very hurtful. So guys and women, don't do that. That's not okay. Somebody rejects you, you need to honor their power of self-determination. It doesn't mean that they have been leading you on. It doesn't mean that they have been manipulating you. The fact that somebody says yes to come and have a drink with you doesn't mean, yes, I'm going to have sex with you tonight. Okay? And it's important to understand that. Don't be needy. Don't fall into pressure and demanding patterns just because somebody said no to having sex with you that night. It's important to be emotionally, energetically mature. So keep that in mind, guys and women, but especially guys, because this is an example that I face a lot over here. I see these patterns coming back, and women complaining about it a lot. It is that men, you need to show up with a certain level of emotional maturity. This is not high school. It's not like you are 5 years old. If you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and a woman comes and you say, well, do you want to come back to my place and share some time together? And she goes like, no, I would rather go and sleep. I feel a little bit tired and I have to wake up early tomorrow morning. The only possible answer is, yes, sure. That's that's the only possible answer. Why would you at that moment become needy or aggressive? Well, so why what are we doing here? It's like, what? No, be respectful, relax, and honor the power and the right of for that person to say no to you. This is very important because otherwise you leave a trail of trauma and anger and frustration through the women that you are dating. And so, yeah, keep that in mind. Another way to be able to take rejection and honor it is to invest less, expect less. If again you are a man and you notice this woman and you spend like 6 months observing her, not necessarily stalking her, it doesn't need to be creepy, but it's like you notice her and you like her, and then one day you take all your courage and you come to her and you're sure it's gonna work, and then she goes like, no, actually you're just a friend, I don't feel any form of romantic attraction towards you, and you have been investing all this time and energy building up all these fantasies, and then she crashes them just like that, then of course it's going to hurt because you have lots of expectations. So my advice to you is lower your expectations. Prepare yourself to the idea that it can be a yes or it can be a no. And if you are prepared to the idea and lower your expectations, then it's going to be much much easier. um, Another way to honor and respect sexual rejection is to actually practice the mindset or the skill of getting rejected. There are some circles out there of personal development in the seduction community. Guys go out there in the field and they will train themselves to get rejected. It means that they are going to be starting all sorts of conversations with women they are not interested in at all, just to get rejected, just to get used to the feeling of how it impacts you when you get rejected. So that's a little bit of playful. It's not necessarily something that you need to do as a guy, but it's an interesting thing to keep in mind. It is that being able to respond to a rejection from an empowering perspective and realize that it has nothing to do with me, it's not personal. You build up like this ability to be like a ninja and um, emotionally defend yourself against the potential hurt of a rejection. So it's something to practice, something to play with, and I've got some some men in my circle who are really really good at that. They will start all sorts of conversations, and women will come to you and push them away and reject them, and they doesn't alter their happiness at all. And so that's a skill that as men it's important to learn. For women as well, same story. If you feel like you're in a very sensitive place, that you put all your hopes on in this guy, and the day you take the courage to go and ask him out and he's like, no. I don't actually like you, or I mean that would be a bit harsh, but I have a girlfriend. You go like, wow, is this going to take you into an emotional deep that is this going to emotionally annihilate you for like a week, or are you able to be like, yeah, whatever, there are lots of men on this planet and I have many other options, so keep that in mind. The idea of honoring a rejection and playing with that, it's a good one. I'll see you soon.